had a knitting machine talk with Cindy, and after some time wondering, I decided to try using the Sentro knitting machine and see if it's any better than the other knitting machine that I have. Cindy has various knitting machines, so you may check out what she makes on her channel. First, let's see what we can find inside of the box. This is the instruction sheet. It's translated into several languages and all the basic information is included there. Next, we can find a bag with some small parts. I will show them to you a bit later. This is the drill attachment. In my country it is sold separately, but I wanted to have it, so I ordered it, and that's why it's inside the box. I will show you how to use it at the end of the video. The next thing we have in the box is 4 skeins of yarn. The last one looks a bit messy, but I will rewind it before use. Now we only have to take the machine out of the box. Let's check what we can find in the small plastic bag. The 4 big plastic parts are the feet of the machine. We also have 1 hook and several needles. They are all made out of plastic. In the bubble wrap bag there is a second yarn tensioner. I ordered it separately because the seller told me that it's very easy to break. The last things in the bags are a screwdriver, 4 small screws and 4 suction cups. First, place the machine upside down on the desk. Take the plastic feet and insert them in the slots as shown in the video. If you want to see how my other knitting machine works and what things can be made with it, you can check the videos in that playlist by clicking on the info card. Now take out the screws from the plastic bag. Use the screws to securely attach the feet to the base of the machine. You may get tweezers to help you align the screws with the holes. The screwdriver is included in the set. Don't over-tighten the screws because you might crack the plastic. When you tighten all of the screws, you have to insert the suction cups. That was not an easy task. I found it easier to push the bottom of the suction cup with my thumb while I was twisting the top part with my other hand. When you insert all 4 suction cups, the machine will stay stable on your desk. I was testing it and it can't be moved to either side. You might like this feature while knitting. To be honest, I found it very annoying, especially when I want to move the machine to another desk. I can't pull it hard because I can break the plastic feet, and the only way to remove it from the table is to carefully pull out the suction cups one by one. As you can see, in this part of the video I was really struggling to get it off the desk without breaking it. I would prefer if the feet had rubber pads way better than these suction cups. That's not a big problem, just a heads up. If you look closely, you can see that the needles are numbered. That's a feature I didn't expect this machine to have. Also, I'm pleasantly surprised by the mechanical row counter. It has a reset button that works flawlessly. On the side of the machine there is only one button that has 2 positions. The letter P stays for panels, or in other words flat pieces of fabric, and the letter T stays for tubular knitting. If the button is set for tubular knitting, the machine will knit an open tube. You must rotate the handle clockwise while knitting tubular. If the button is set to P, you have to rotate the handle clockwise until the machine stops, then you have to change the direction. The machine will then change the direction of knitting, and this will allow you to knit a flat piece of fabric. Please don't forget to support me by liking the video and leaving me a comment below. To attach the tensioner, make sure it is oriented as shown in the video, then gently squeeze it on the sides and insert it into the holes on the front part of the machine. If you install it correctly, it should look like this. When using thick yarn or when you need loose tension, thread the yarn through the biggest hole. The hole in the middle is smaller, so it will apply more tension to the yarn. The smallest hole is suitable for thinner yarn. If your yarn is too thin or you need even more tension on it, you have to insert the yarn through all holes as shown in the video. It's important to find the right tension for your yarn. If the tension is too tight, you will have a hard time rotating the handle, or you may even break the tensioner. On the other side, if the tension is too loose, your knitting may not look good or even result in dropped stitches. You have to make sure the yarn flows smoothly from the skein to the tensioner. I can advise you to rewind the skein using a bobbin winder. This will ensure you have even tension during knitting and will prevent you from having troubles. You won't have good results if the skein is jumping all around the room. The tensioner won't do its job properly if there is additional uneven tension on the yarn coming from the skein, and probably that's why the seller told me that it is the part that often fails in these machines. Since this machine is not meant to be used with very fine yarns, you may even want to use a skein holder, as it is better for rewinding bigger amounts of yarn. These are all skeins that came with the machine. All of them seem to be made of the same material. I guess the yarn is synthetic. To check that, we can cut a small piece of yarn and ignite it. I will use an ashtray and tweezers for safety. If the yarn starts to melt and you can see black plastic ball at the tip, it is synthetic yarn. The natural fibers will burn to ashes. There isn't any information, but I will check the wraps per inch to share with you what is the size of the yarn that comes with the machine. We have 2 big skeins that are 8 wraps per inch and 2 smaller skeins that are 10 wraps per inch. Now let's check how the drill attachment works. At first we have to assemble both parts. That went very easy. I love that it will be placed over the handle and I won't have to disassemble it to use the attachment. Make sure the drill you're going to use has a speed control. If it has only 1 or 2 speeds, it will spin very fast and you can damage the machine. Also, make sure the button is set for tubular knitting. If you skip this step, you can also damage some of the parts. That's all for today. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.